And I could use any of my logic triggers to trigger that camera and activating it. I'm just going to take that right now. I'll select this, step on my trigger plate, highlight my camera here, and I'll say start record. So now I have a top-down camera. I can move that up and down, increase my field of view, and now I've completely changed my soccer game here, or my combat game, depending on how you want to do it. Let me get rid of this guy, so he'll leave me alone. Okay. I'm going to kind of go through the rest of some of the creativity toys that we have. So like this one right here is the victory tracker. If I put this one down in my world, it allows me to set up and track how many times I've been killed, how many times I've killed somebody else, how many enemies we've killed, so we can set up a game, put enemies in it with a countdown timer, and basically go through and say, hey, we can kill the most enemies. So you can set up your own combat scenarios, death matches, those types of things. Capture the flag toys, red, blue team activators, so I have the ability to set up my own enemy characters, AI characters, and I can set up my team. John can set up his own team with the other color, and essentially we go after each other and they'll attack each other. The ability to set up traps for other players. I can put a kill switch and attach other logic, so like if I run through the door, it kills that person. I can do all kinds of evil and fun things with these toys. Health bar toy, music, you can change your music in your world, sounds, cameras, and then of course a lot of the timing, scoring, and those types of things that allow you to make a game. Stopwatch toy is so fun when you put it in, all enemy AI will freeze wherever they're at, right? So you can do different things with that. And then a whole bunch of things to control AI, spawn in objects, and set checkpoints so that you can, throughout your gaming progress, say, hey, this is where I'll respawn if I die. Anyways, a lot of fun things there. Too much to cover in the time that we have right now, but a lot of game-making toys. Anything else that we missed there?
So that's kind of the toy box in general. So now let's go ahead and, what place up would you guys like to see?
Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger?
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
So you go ahead, you put the playset piece down. It asks you, do you want to go into this world now? So, so within each playset, then each one of them, it's about a 4 to 6 hour experience for most people. If you're a completionist, it's closer to 10. There's, kind of by paradigm, we have about 3 kind of large areas, like in each one of these. Once again, everything to be kind of different looking toy lines from but in the Lone Ranger, it's all about, horse trains are the 2 primary things you can do here. And then we've also got the ricochet mechanics where you can there's a bunch of kind of little silver things in the world that everything will ricochet and bounce off of. So our mentality here was the world's kind of your shooting gallery, if you will. So Bob's going to have to go ahead and beat these guys. We're going to show this down right now. All the toys obviously break apart when you die. So then you can kind of see everything ricocheting around. So we need to actually get a save game for this because we need to show you the trains and the horses, but we're not far enough into the game on it, so we need to. Unfortunately, we don't have that right now. But within Lone Ranger, so if you can just go into, well, go ahead and do this first, and then let's go to the catalog box. Sure. We've got both mission logs and then the toy store in each one of these. So you'll go through as toys become unlocked. You earn the currency by kind of completing missions throughout the world, and then you can buy your virtual toys. In this case, it's going to be horses and cars for your train. That will then do bridges, and that allows you to expand to an even bigger area in the town. So that's kind of the basics. Do you want to maybe show them the mission log? So normally there will be all the available missions here. You can go ahead and activate, each one of the missions. You can then say "Show me," it'll take you to where it goes. So, and then we've also got the red capsules in a playset unlock toys and customizations for that playset, and then the green ones that we have unlock toys and customizations for the toy box. So that's how you then kind of, the whole ecosystem works together, so that as you get more play sets, you unlock more toys. Those then come into your toy box. So here, silver's like the best mount in the game as far as speed, and those kind of things. And so that's the basic. Any questions at all? If there's nothing that comes to mind, we'll go through a couple of the other things that we're doing. So we've obviously got a lot of help systems that we put in here. We do want this to be a game that kids can play with their parents, and so hopefully it's deep enough for parents to actually want to play with their kids. But each one of these is, we have a lot of non-readers, so trying to show people the help out. And then
Can we switch it off?
Excuse me?
Can we switch the help option off?
You can't. So right now, that's the thing is it's
But you opt into it.
You're essentially opting into it, like going over those things. And likewise on every mission, you don't want us to show you, so we give you an out on that. So that's kind of. But the help's really for probably about the first couple missions in the game, and then it's gone. It's not.
Like a tutorial.
It's very much tutorial and stuff.
Does each character have their own storyline or world?
No, they don't. So it's a character select. They do in a lot of cases, like particularly let's say the Incredibles. They've got like their own superpowers. So each character does have their own unique differences. But like say Jack Sparrow and Barbosa, they use essentially the same move set because they're pirates.
But the other ones have their own world, right?
Yes. So then with that, there's in the toy box part. One of the things that we really wanted to highlight is that we do have basically cooperative play. So when you'd be in that toy box mode, one of your friends comes online, you go ahead and invite them to your play session. It will transmit the entire state of your world as it sits to them, and then you can go ahead and you're playing with them right off the bat. So the primary way we think people are going to share the creations that they make is directly with their friends. What we then do allow is, if you then save that toy box, you can send that save game to Disney. We will then go through and moderate those, and so we'll be running contests like, hey, what's the best, build your best castle, or, build your best theme park, or something like that. Go ahead, have people send those to us, we will then put those back down, moderate them, then put them back down to the community. So there will be an ongoing set of content that's coming from people who are actually using the tools to make the games. Now there's one last piece on here called the adventures that we've got. Yeah. So as Bob goes back into the toy box here, each one of the figures comes with their own adventure. Right now, we actually can't show you Tonto's because it's got a spoiler film, and so I'll just put Sully back on. Each one of the adventures, we look at these as the toy box has a lot of unstructured gameplay, but the adventures are more or less the structured gameplay that we have there. So as you collect toys, you'll get more and more of these adventures. And then there's 10 adventures that come along with the game itself. So we've got a bunch of tutorials baked in. We'll go ahead and Bob will just go out to Sully's adventure. This is based on just the reference to like paintball guns in the film. So we went ahead and put the paintball guns in, and so now we've kind of got, in this particular adventure, it's definitely based on the property, but it's a single player adventure. It's just you're trying to kill a certain number of guys before a timer runs down. But this one's actually really fun in multiplayer because it's kind of more like a combat deathmatch arena kind of thing. So these are all multiplayer as well. So each one of these is between kind of 5 to 15 minutes of time. When you're playing each of these. And so this is kind of more from our perspective. You don't want to have to go create something. You can kind of come in here and play these on your own. So they're all themed like, the cars when they're about racing and doing stunts. The monsters, but we've got some of the collectors of like Mike Wazowski's that you're riding around on Archie the Scare Pig, like racing that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much the Anything else, Bob?
Yeah, I think the other thing that maybe you mentioned there was getting killed. I was too worried about that. Is the adventures kind of show the drama of what you can build. All these are made out of toy box pieces, so the players can kind of say, oh man, I can go create my own paintball arena when I unlock all these toys and we're creating similar type setups and gameplay.
I suppose there would be like a big tutorial for all this things because it is kind of complex.
So we've got a building tutorial that teaches you how to do all the building stuff. It's really just trying to teach you the controls. We then have 2 more tutorials for the logic toys themselves, and those ones there's kind of a beginning one and then a little bit harder one that gets you into it, and then we're also planning on doing like kind of a full suite of like power user kind of stuff on YouTube.
Right. So we do have those tutorial. We call them actually adventures. It's like a 3 to 5 minute thing that you kind of play through, and as you're playing through and you're learning the controls, how to do those things, driving, how to build, how to hook up logic, and how to do the physics of the physics.
And then combat as well.
Combat as well. There's each element of lots of combat. But it gives a good overview of all of the mechanics, and then the player can continue to experiment and discover and